girls, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be showing you how I got this entire look. So if you like this look, then make sure that you carry on watching. Before we get into the video though, I owe you a huge apology. Like, let's be real, where the fuck have I been? Like, I've literally been AWOL and I'm so sorry. I've just been having some really serious personal things going on in my life right now, and it literally has just dragged me away from YouTube. It has completely taken up my attention, and I just needed a bit of time just to kind of process what I've been going through and kind of just make sure that I make it out in one piece. And I couldn't deal with the stress of filming, you know, and working as well, because it was just far too much. So I'm really sorry that I've basically been a missing person. Like, please retract all of the reports that you filed. I'm back. So I'm starting off with my P. Louise base, which is in the shade 3. I always use this for my eyeshadow base. Well, not always, but most of the time, just because I know that I can rely on it. So I'm taking some tape, as you can see. This is actually from Primark, and I'm sure it was literally like £1, but it's so good. And then I'm taking my trusty Zoeva 411 brush just to set this base as I usually would. And then I'm taking my Certifeye Affinity palette, which I bought from certifeye.co.uk. I'm taking the shade Sonia on this tapered blending brush by Iconic London. Not gonna lie, this probably wasn't the best choice of brush, but I'd already done the other eye with it, so I thought we'll roll with it. But as you can see, I'm pressing this orange on, but the true pigmentation is not showing here because I haven't used the right brush. Realistically, I should be using a denser brush so that I could pack this colour on and then I could come back in and blend. But I've kind of done it back to front where I'm just blending as I go. So instead I'm building up the orange colour, and then I'm coming in and taking the shade Shireen, which I'm taking on this slightly more dense Morphe brush, and as you can see I'm just packing that underneath the crease, and then I'm going to come back in and do some circular motions just to help blend that darker orange with the original Sonia shade. So I'm just taking it slow and I'm just switching between those two brushes just to make sure that I get the ultimate blend. And then I'm taking the shade Annie, which is this yellow shade, and I'm going to take that around the edges of this eye look. So I'm going to use that to help blend out the shade Sonia up towards my brow, just so that it's like this nice seamless sunset vibe, rather than just light orange, dark orange, yellow. Like, we really want those colours to blend together so that it's almost hard to like work out where each colour starts and finishes. Then I'm taking this shade Murium. It's like a really deep red, which I'm just going to pack onto the outer V. And then I'm just taking the shade below it, which is the shade Eyeshadow. It's kind of like this deep brownish shade, and I'm taking that on a Morphe B12 brush, and I'm putting that also onto the outer V of my eye, just again to give this sunset vibe of it going from light to dark. And then I'm grabbing that P. Louise base again. I'm going to come in and cut the crease. So I'm going to cut half of my crease with this shade, and then I'm going to cut the other half with a different colour. So as you can see, I'm using my 411, and I'm just doing what I'd usually do, just cutting the crease using small steps and small brush movements. And I'm basically just going to keep working on that until I'm happy with the shape and until I feel that it's neat. Then I'm coming in with one of these P. Louise Base'ic Brights. This is in the shade OTT Orange, and I love this shade. I'm not going to lie to you, not all of these Basic Brights were good. Like, the yellow one, was not feeling it. I've had a little play with the pink one, I'm not sure about that one either. But just from first impressions, this orange one is really good. I'm not sure what happened with the others. Some of them kind of separate in the tube, so they kind of go a little bit oily, but this one was really ready to work with from the get-go, so I was happy with that. So here you can see that I'm taking the shade Murium again, and I'm going to pack that diagonally over the outer V. And then I'm taking the shade Eyeshadow again on that Morphe B12, and I'm literally just going to work that right into the outer corner. I just want that to get really nice and deep, just so that it shows like a visible deepening in colour. So as you can see, I'm just adding colour to that, blend in, and then adding more colour and blend in. I'm going to keep that going until I'm happy with it, and I'm just going to basically keep working on it until I feel like it looks nice and seamless. So now I'm taking this Sigma liquid liner pen, which is in the shade Wicked. This liquid liner is so good, honestly, and I was lucky enough to be gifted this by Sigma. So shout out to Sigma for sending me this in my welcome package. So as you can see, I'm just doing this feline looking but really sharp and quite fierce eyeliner. I like my eyeliner to be really bold. Like, I really go for really straight lines. Like, I like it to really cut. So you guys might be looking at this and thinking, oh, that is not the liner shape for me. That's cool, that's fine. You don't have to copy the liner shape, because it's always going to depend on the shape of your eye based on what liner shape suits you best. But this for me is my favourite liner shape or style for my eyes. So once I've done that, you can see I'm literally pulling off this tape. Oh my god, let me pause that for a second. Let's rewind that. That looks unreal. Okay, sorry, I got distracted. Like, that to me looked like one of those relaxing videos that you watch on YouTube. You know, the ones that you can watch of people destroying makeup and shit like that. Like, that's what that reminded me of, I'm not sure why. So as you can see, I'm just perfecting the liner, and then I'm coming in with these unicorn lashes in the style Peachy Pie. So I'm just putting a little coat of the House of Lashes glue along that, and then I'm taking the Maybelline Colossal Volume Express mascara in the shade Black. I'm just going to coat the top lashes with some of that, just to prep them to put on the false lashes. And then as you can see, I'm just carefully placing these unicorn lashes in place, and then I'm just going to make sure that they're sitting right by adjusting them with the tweezers. So now moving on to my face. I've already primed my skin with my Emmeline spray, which you guys always know that I prime my skin with. And then I'm taking this Cover FX Power Play foundation in the shade G+50. I'm pretty sure that this is probably a little bit too light for me now, but I'm going to give it a shake and I'm going to see if we can work with it anyway, because it is actually pretty new. But I bought this foundation, but then summer came and I got a tan. So it kind of like ruined the foundation for me, but hopefully my tan's faded enough that I can wear this again. So I'm literally just applying that all over my face, and I'm coming in with that Sigma HD blender just to come in and blend that out. Actually, to be fair, that colour is pretty spot on. I'm actually not too annoyed at that. Looks like I left it just the right amount of time. This foundation actually has a matching concealer now, which I really need to try, because so far I do really like the coverage of this foundation. I think it goes on really nicely. I think it looks just like skin, but I feel like it's blurred out my face really well. I feel like it's really evened out my skin tone. And obviously, as you guys can see, I'm using my Sigma sponge. And as I've mentioned to you guys before, this is a sponge by Sigma, by whom I am now sponsored. So make sure that you're using my code to get some money off your orders if you ever order on Sigma. Then I'm taking this Makeup Revolution Concealer and Define Concealer in the shade C7. I'm going to use that to highlight underneath my eyes. Haven't used this for a while, to be fair, but it is a ride or die. I just got very, very distracted by the Born This Way concealer, because aside from MAC, I think it's like the most high-end concealer I've used in a while, and seriously, I just feel like it is just amazing. So I just can't stop reaching for it, because I just don't see how anything else can really compare at the moment. So I'm just blending that concealer. See, it's actually not fair of me to discredit other concealers because of the Born This Way concealer, because this is actually such a good concealer, and it's drugstore, it's so cheap, like there's absolutely no reason for me to ignore it. But I get quite bad eye bags, so I just find that the Born This Way concealer is just like magic. Like, it actually just works so well that it almost replaces sleep. And then I'm going to put some on my forehead. This is drying out a little bit, to be fair. It feels a little bit thicker in consistency than usual, so I think I need to get a new one. But as you can see, I'm just highlighting all the usual places. So for powder, today I'm actually using the RCMA No Colour powder. I've ignored this for so long, and this is probably one of the best powders that I've ever used. I just forget about it because over time I've just collected up so many powders that I just don't reach for this one. I think it's because I found that when I used it to go out at night, you get really bad flashback from it, but it's because it's white, and obviously if you're my skin colour, that can sometimes be a problem. But as long as you use it in moderation, then it shouldn't actually be too bad. But it is honestly such a good powder. So I'm just pressing that. So I'm literally just going to apply that all over my face. See what I mean? It makes you go a little bit white, but you just have to use a little bit less than usual, and it does still work because it, like I say, it's such a good powder. Then I'm going to bronze up my face with this BH Cosmetics Brilliance bronzer in the shade Cocoa Cutie. I'm going to take this 110 Zoeva Face Shaper to contour my cheekbones. So I'm literally just taking some of that bronzer. I'm going around my forehead as well, and I'm just going to keep blending that until I'm happy with it. And obviously I'm doing that on both sides. And then I'm going to take this Morphe G42 and I'm going to come in and contour my nose using that same powder. I'm taking this e.l.f. blusher palette, which is in the shade Dark. So you've got 4 colours in the palette. I'm going to take the darkest one. Actually, I'm going to take a mix. I'm going to take this shade up here as well. So I'm doing a combination of the two. And I'm putting that on the apples of my cheeks. And some on my chin as well. So now I've brushed off that G42 brush, it's near enough clean, so it basically has no product on it. I'm going to come back in and I'm just going to use it to blend the bronzer that I applied to my nose. So I'm just trying to make it so it's less harsh. And then I'm coming back in with some more powder, which I'm going to use carve out the shape of my nose contour and bring that down under there. I'm doing the same on this side. And then I'm going to take some underneath where I've contoured as well. whilst I leave that, I'm going to do my lips. So I'm taking this LA Girl lip liner in the shade Chocolate. I know that actually looks crazy right now, but don't worry, we're going to sort it out. So I'm applying this Ofra liquid lip in the shade Verona. And then I'm going to apply Bel Air in the middle to create like a little ombre. Then I'm going to take this brush and I'm going to brush off the excess powder on my face. So this is just a Beauty Bakery powder brush. Then lastly I'm taking this Sigma Chroma Glow palette and I'm taking the shade Peaceful, which is the lightest shade in the palette, and I'm going to use that to highlight. I'm going to put a pop of that in the inner corners. This is an all matte eye look. Just wanted to switch it up a bit. So let's get the shimmer in there. And then I always just neaten up my eyebrows at the end of doing my face, because where I do them first they get a little bit fucked up by the end, I'm not gonna lie. So just making sure that they're still looking good. So I'm just gonna go and sort out my hair and then I'll be back to show you the finished look. So guys, that is the finished look. I really hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. Like I said at the beginning, I'm really hoping that I'm going to be back more consistent and hopefully with better content than ever. If you guys haven't already, then please make sure that you're subscribing to my channel. It really does make such a difference. And a huge thank you to everyone who has stayed subscribed over the past month or so when I have been taking a break. I've been really nervous about it because you guys really are like my life. You are what I look forward to. Creating content is what I look forward to. So thank you so much for always being so loyal to me and always understanding my situation with my skin condition and the fact that I can't always deliver the content that I want to deliver. As always, angels, thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next video.